Good morning, and welcome to St. John Fisher University's 70th Commencement. In accordance with the fire codes, there are exits located on each side of the room. Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with the exit closest to your section. If you require assistance during the ceremony, or if you need medical attention, please notify one of our event staff and we will assist you. At this time, please rise for the procession of the Wegmans School of Nursing graduate class of 2024.
Class of 2024, friends and family joining us via live stream, and colleagues, I declare the 70th commencement open. Welcome to St. John Fisher University. My name is Dr. Kevin Raley, and I have the privilege of serving as the Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs here at Fisher. Congratulations to our graduates, as well as all of the family and friends who are with us. Happy Mother's Day to the moms who are with us in person and virtually. Let's give them a round of applause. I would also like to offer a special salute to our student veterans who are here to celebrate their graduation, as well as veterans who are with us today or in our online audience. Please join me in a round of applause for them as well. We deeply appreciate your service. We are joined on stage by the chair of our board, Tom Bowles, and board members Marty Keating and Father George Smith, as well as my senior staff colleagues. Thank you for being here today. We'll begin with the national anthem, and afterward, Father Kevin Manara will offer an invocation. It says here I should ask you to stand for this, but I think that's already happening. Father?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Over 75 years ago, at the invitation of Bishop James Carney, the Basilian Fathers founded St. John Fisher College, now university, with a dream to educate young people, to glorify God through the pursuit of academic excellence and formation of the whole person. That dream comes to fruition in each graduating class, and today, that dream is realized in you, the graduates of 2024. Recently, the Basilians celebrated the 200th anniversary of our founding in Annonay, France. Our commitment to education, especially to the underserved, brought us to America. We have served at many places, and we consider St. John Fisher University to be a crown jewel of all the best of who we are as educators and heralds of the gospel. St. John Fisher himself was a 16th century English bishop, a brilliant scholar, a servant of the poor, and a martyr. He once said, "A good person is not a perfect person. A good person is an honest person, faithful, and unhesitatingly responsive to the voice of God in life." Indeed, It has always been the mission of Fisher to teach goodness, discipline, and knowledge so students can respond to the divine spark within them. It is now up to you, graduates, to carry that dream and that mission forward. As we begin today's ceremony, let us bow our heads in prayer. Lord God, we ask your blessing on all who graduate today. Grace their lives with goodness and love, with joy and peace. Help them stay true to your dream for them and for our world, responding to your voice faithfully, using their gifts wisely, and walking into the future with courage, hope, and great love. Amen.
Thank you, Father. You may all be seated. At this time, please join me in welcoming the 7th President of St. John Fisher University, Dr. Gerard Rooney, for some opening remarks.
Good morning, and a special welcome to our graduates. We are pleased to also welcome the family and friends of our graduates here today. Class of 2024, congratulations for all you have accomplished and for making it this far in your educational journey. We look forward to celebrating you today. As Father Kevin mentioned, just over 75 years ago, St. John Fisher University was founded by the Congregation of St. Basil, and since then, Fisher has experienced seasons of change, new beginnings, and remarkable successes. We've enjoyed unprecedented growth. We have made a significant impact on our region and our local community. And through it all, we have continued to live by the motto of our Basilian founders, teach me goodness, discipline, and knowledge. You made your journey to Fisher on the heels of a global pandemic, where healthcare professionals rightly earned the title of hero, and your service on the front lines was applauded and appreciated. Then you, the class of 2024, took it one step further and decided you wanted to do more for your patients and for your field and pursue an advanced degree. This pursuit added greatly to your work and personal obligations, yet you have embraced and successfully tackled the rigor and commitment of a graduate program. When you arrived on campus, you were navigating a pandemic while also navigating your education. Your resilience, persistence, and commitment were and are inspirational to us. And for that, I would ask our guests please to rise and offer a round of our applause to our graduates. Because of that resilience, you have been a part of Fisher's story, contributing to our growth, successes, and new beginnings. Today, as we reflect on your Fisher experience and your own new beginning, we proudly celebrate you. Welcome once again, and congratulations. It is good to be here together with you. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Diane Cooney-Miner, Dean Emeritus of the Wegmans School of Nursing and founding Executive Director of the Golisano Institute for Developmental Disability Nursing, to join me at the podium for the presentation of our President's Medal. Dr. Cooney-Miner served as the founding Dean of the Wegmans School of Nursing until her retirement in 2020. She enjoyed a long, illustrious career at the university, becoming chair of the Department of Nursing in 2003 and the founding dean of the school in 2006. In recognition of her commitment to advancing Fisher's work in the community, she was also appointed Associate Vice President for Community Engagement in 2015. During her tenure as dean, Dr. Cooney Miner transformed the undergraduate and graduate offerings at Fisher, overseeing the introduction of new master's and doctoral programs and the university's first fully online program. Her scholarly research has been published in dozens of professional medical journals and healthcare publications. Following her retirement as dean, Dr. Cooney Miner transitioned full-time to the role of founding executive director of the Golisano Institute for Developmental Disability Nursing. The Institute transforms the quality of care and support for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities regionally, nationally, and internationally by training nursing professionals in field-specific skills and knowledge. At the time of the Institute's founding, she was quoted as saying, quote, "Based on Fisher's reputation, network, and its commitment to working with this underserved population, we know it is in Fisher's DNA to serve those in need," end quote. And she was right. The Institute has made transformational progress in healthcare as it relates to the IDD population, and she should be commended. Last year, she retired as executive director, yet she remains active with the Institute, serving as a senior advisor and director of the Golisano Fellowship in Developmental Disability Nursing Program. Throughout her career, she has earned many accolades and recognition for her leadership, and we are honored to add one more today. In recognition of her visionary leadership of the Wegmans School of Nursing and the Golisano Institute, her dedication to evidence-based patient care, and the impact she has had on generations of Fisher nurses who in turn make an impact in the broader healthcare field, we are proud to bestow the President's Medal upon Dr. Diane Cooney Miner. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Cooney Miner and welcoming her to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Rooney. Well, good morning to all of you. It is such an honor to be here. What a day to celebrate all of you and all about Fisher. And for me to also say thank you for this wonderful gift of this Presidential Medal, but also recognize that none of this would have been accomplished without the work, the support, and the ideas of the faculty and the staff of the Wegmans School of Nursing and the mental health counseling program. What I'm going to talk about today would have never happened if it weren't for my colleagues, that team, who got us started. And I especially want to acknowledge the care and the support and the great ideas and leadership of Dr. Marilyn Dollinger, Dr. Cynthia McCluskey, Dr. Sina Kasberg, Dr. Shar Smith, and Dr. Mary Collins. And last but not least, Carolyn Martin. You have made such an impact. We have made such an impact together in this great work at Fisher about educating nurses and mental health counselors to serve our community, to serve our state, and to serve our nation. Thank you. You know, a few words are tough because Dr. Rooney asked me to speak about my 21 years of experience here. And to be honest, you know, this has been some of the greatest work of my life, so to imagine to say a few words is really difficult. But I am going to try. I'm going to try. You know, as I reflected on what I wanted to say, though, you know, about this work, about building and fostering the Wegmans School of Nursing and the mental health counseling program, though, my thoughts took me really back to my very beginning of this life's work. Because I did not go to college to study nursing to become a dean. I didn't do that. I went to nursing school to be a nurse. And I will tell you that forever, now and forever, I am first and foremost Diane Cooney Minor, registered nurse. You know, when I graduated, I got a little conflict going on here with my alma mater, Syracuse University, and St. John Fisher. So hopefully it's not going to clink too much, but I refuse to take either one of them off. Such a great day. Such a great day. But when I graduated from school, I had this grand idea that the rest of my career I would spend in an acute care setting in a hospital taking care of the most critically ill. That's what I wanted to do. And certainly a great part of my life was in that role. But when I graduated way back when, I had no sense of the amazing opportunities I would have and the great experiences I would have over these many years because I am a registered nurse. So I got my first job at a big hospital in Syracuse, on a surgical floor, and made that transition from new graduate, to practicing nurse. And I think you all might remember that that's an exciting but somewhat challenging transition, and learning how the practice works and how patients are best served. So during that period of time, I met this kind of handsome young medical student. No, he was handsome, actually. And after a while, when I decided to forgive him for the fact that his socks usually didn't match, we got married. And very soon after that, we were off to the U.S. Army, to the United States Army, to Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas, where my husband, Captain Miner, was to undergo basic training and then be deployed to Vietnam. So I was with him down in San Antonio, and his orders were changed. The war in Vietnam was de-escalating, and the Army decided to send my husband to the 5th General Hospital in Stuttgart, which was then West Germany. So I knew then that I could go with him. So I immediately applied for a position as a Department of the Army civilian nurse and brushed up my German. And we were off to Stuttgart, and when we got there, the 5th General Hospital had a freeze on hiring, so I didn't have a position. And so I was young. I was really excited about my work. I really loved being a nurse. I was a little naive, too, because to be honest, studying German in high school does not necessarily equip you for speaking German all day long. But I just decided that I would apply for a license to practice nursing in the state of Baden-Württemberg. And I was licensed then as, a registered nurse in West Germany, and I got a position at one of the large hospitals in downtown Stuttgart. So as I started my work, I sort of accustomed myself to their ways of practice, their models of care. Some things different, some things very much the same. And also their, the kind of stuff that, well, what do I want to call it? Not rituals exactly, but they had a lot of work that they did in their hospital that was really around the traditions and history of medicine and nursing in Germany. So once a month, the head of the hospital, who was a physician, but we called him Herr Professor, would make rounds on the unit. And we would get, as soon as that day was approaching, the nurses would scurry around making sure that everything was in order in anticipation of Herr Professor's visit, along with his cadre of medical students and residents and physicians. So on the appointed day, at 6 a.m. in the morning, that's when we started work, our head nurse, Schwester Diana, pushed the cart with the patient's charts on it out into the hallway. And all of we nurses lined up then. And I was the newest person, so I got to the end of the line. And sure enough, doors opened, and in walked Herr Professor with his dachshund. He made rounds with his dog, and his entourage of physicians. And he began to go down the line, greeting each one of us nurses individually. And I was, as I said, at the end of the line, and I was watching out of my eye, and I realized that as Herr Professor went to greet every one of the nurses, they were curtsying. And oh my gosh, I had such an existential moment. It was brief, but it was really existential because I thought, what am I going to do? I'm just here in this job. I really like it. I want to be culturally humble. I want to respect the traditions. But curtsy? Curtsy? No, I will not curtsy. And I'm especially not going to curtsy to a physician, you know? And so, sure enough, hair professor comes up. He stands in front of me, and I look at him in the eye, and I just stick out my hand and shake his hand and say, "Guten Morgen, Herr Professor," you know, good morning. And he shook his head like this and went, "Ah, yeah, Schwester Diana, the American." Okay. And that was me, yeah. So when my position opened up at the 5th General Hospital, I transitioned from Schwester Diana to ma'am, You know, and I can tell you that during that time that I worked for the U.S. Army as a registered nurse, I was introduced to perhaps the first and maybe the best experience I have ever had around teams. I learned the value and the power of being part of an authentic healthcare team and what that means for patient care, and how each member of the team can flourish in an environment that's embedded in the values of duty, competence, and respect. There was hierarchy, there was rank, but my team had great skills. And so we didn't get too much into arguments around scope of practice. The team was physicians and nurses who had rank, but the largest part of the team were medics, were Army medics, and many of them had served in Vietnam. So they had great skills, great sense of themselves. Nothing really got them too worried, you know. They were just wonderful colleagues, and I depended on them all the time, because usually when I was on duty, I was the only nurse, and the rest of us were the medics. Okay. So one night when I was working, I got a call from one of the nurses on the other unit at the 5th General, and she said that a young soldier had been admitted. He was quite dehydrated, and she was having trouble getting his IV restarted. So she asked me if I'd come down and help, and I said, sure. Well, one of the medics who was working with me that night, he was a combat medic, and I knew he had skills, so I said to him, his name is Rash. I said, Rash, what do you think? What do you think? And he said, well, you know, ma'am, sometimes in situations like this, you can get a butterfly catheter into the vein on a patient's thumb. I said, oh, okay, that's a great clinical pro. I said, would you help me out? Sure enough, he went down, bang like that. The butterfly was in, we got the fluids going, and we're, you know, get out that patient, our soldier, back being hydrated, you know. It was that kind of skill, that kind of teamship that I will never forget. Great colleagues, great team, great skills. Now, I'll also be quite honest that sometimes my team was a little bit irreverent. You know, this is during Vietnam. Many of the young medics in particular, all they wanted to do was go home. Back to the world is what they called it, home. And they would talk about that. Ma'am, I can't wait to go back to the world around doorknobs. Because in Germany, all the doorknobs are levers. You know, they had a great sense of themselves and a great way of expressing themselves. And, you know, being funny and sometimes irreverent was part of it. So one night, I was on duty, and it was kind of quiet. You know, and we were making do. We took great care of our patients, but, you know, we didn't have a lot of the fancy stuff that we have now. For example, we didn't have any fancy ice bags. And so what we used to do is take exam gloves, fill them with water, secure them, and we had a big walk-in freezer on the unit, and we just put them in there and freeze them, you know, and then we'd have ice bags when our patients needed it. So this night, we were getting low, things were quiet, so I said to my two medics, you know, will you go make me some more ice bags? Yes, ma'am, they said down, they went, following my orders, you know. And the next night when I was on duty, I went into the walk-in freezer to get an ice bag, and there were over 100 frozen exam gloves, all making a very rude gesture. You know, so I just picked up the ice bag, the glove, I just rearranged the fingers a little bit and went off to take care of my patient, you know. But when my time at the 5th General was over, the team had a party for me. And one of the medics came up to me and he said, you know, ma'am, you never asked us to do anything you weren't willing to do yourself. And I thought about that. I thought about that so many times over these many years in practice. You know, what that means, that notion of team and respect and sharing the work and sharing the burdens. That accolade I have kept with me for many, many years, as well as all the clinical pearls, like the butterfly in the thumb vein. I used that over years. But I forego the idea of ice bags as symbols of, being resistance, symbols of resistance. I let that go and then moved on forward. So with those experiences and many others, in 2003, I came to St. John Fisher to be the director of their nursing program, which at that point had 100 students. We had 100 students, maybe 75 undergrad and 25 graduate students, FNP and clinical nurse specialists. And Dr. Rooney has talked a lot about the development over time of the Wegmans School of Nursing and what that has meant both for Fisher, both for our community, and for the profession of nursing. You see, in 2003, it was a very crucial time in healthcare in this country because we had a significant, difficult nursing shortage. Very, very difficult because there were no nurses. It wasn't that we had nurses doing many different things. At that point in time, there were no nurses. And also, numbers of nursing schools were closing. My own alma mater, Syracuse, closed. The U of R had closed their traditional undergraduate program, Nazareth, Niagara. But everybody was looking around saying, where are all the nurses? And we could say at Fisher, look here, look who we are. Look at our resolute commitment to educating great nurses, the iconic Fisher nurse, who has the goodness, the discipline, and knowledge necessary to provide quality care and transform health systems. Fisher was ready to meet this challenge, and I just knew if we had more space and resources, we could do that. So I sat down with my team, and we came up with this idea of building a new school and expanding resources, and we thought we would need $8 million to meet our mission. So early one morning, I got a phone call from President Bain's office saying the president wanted to see me. And I went over to the office and walked in, sat down, and he handed me a personal check. Personal check. And on it said, paid to the order of St. John Fisher College, $8 million. You know that little box? The 8 and the zeros didn't fit in it, right? And on the left, it said School of Nursing, and on the right, it was signed by Robert Wegman. May he rest in peace. And so we got started, expanded the undergraduate program, added more tracks to our NP program, added the mental health counseling program, and we've had such great outcomes. So many things to be proud of in terms of the achievements of our students. So for example, we continually had one of the highest pass rates, the highest scores on pass rates for undergraduate nurses in the country. They were like 90% pass on the first try, 95%, 96%, it kept going up. And one day I said to God, please God, once before I die, could I see 100%? 100% of the nurses passing the NCLEX on the first try, and we did. We did. I remember Dr. Boev letting us all know that we had a very large class and they had all passed that national exam on the first try. We were very, very proud of that particular day, but we'd been proud for quite a long time. So I reached back out to God and I said, thank you, God, for answering my prayers, but I'm really not ready to go yet, quite yet. And I have to be honest with you, God's very familiar with that prayer for me because I don't know how many times in my life I've started a prayer with, please, God, once before I go, because as I told you, I'm a Syracuse grad. And I don't know how many times I prayed that my basketball team would win the national championship. And I'm still here and I'm still praying, but my prayer's a little bit different right now, Dr. Rooney. Now I say, please, God, once before I go, could I at least see them get back in the tournament, right? And I'm sure Dr. Rooney, who's a Villanova grad, is praying for the opposite, But that's, I've been a nurse for a long time, and thank you for listening as I told my story, because I hope in there you'll see things that I wish for you and that you'll remember the way I remembered that butterfly. And be proud of who you are. Be so proud of who you are. And recognize this privilege of this great Fisher education. The critical importance of your work, your commitment to ongoing competence and unfaltering compassion. Wherever you are, build teams, cultivate teams, respect the contributions of your team members, and learn from them. Exercise a sense of humor when appropriate, be open to possibilities, welcome adventure, and above all, remember, never, ever curtsy. Thank you.
What do you say after that? Thank you, Dr. Kuniemine. Congratulations to a well-deserved recognition. At this time, please join me in welcoming Dr. Tricia Gatlin, the current Dean of the Wegmans School of Nursing.
Good afternoon, or good morning. Sorry, it's not afternoon. So I just want to take a minute and say, Diane, thank you so much. Great path to be able to follow in. The school is phenomenal. Thank you for all of your work. Today we recognize the major accomplishments of all of our graduates. Among these accomplishments is the achievements of our distinguished doctoral degree graduates by presenting them with their doctoral hoods. Doctoral hoods are academic regalia worn by individuals who have earned a doctoral degree, such as a doctorate of nursing practice or a doctorate of philosophy. The design of the doctoral hood varies depending upon the academic institution, the type of degree earned. The doctoral hood is typically made of black velvet with a colored satin lining that represents the academic discipline of the degree. For nursing, the satin lining is apricot. The doctoral hood is placed over a velvet gown. The velvet color on gowns can be black or the color of the discipline of the doctoral degree. The panels down the front of the graduate's doctoral gown and 3 velvet bars on each sleeve may either be apricot in color for the doctorate of nursing practice or black. You will also see a number of faculty whose gowns or hoods have royal blue velvet panels, and the royal blue signifies the PhD. Finally, faculty and staff may have different colors in the lining of the hoods, as it is standard to wear the academic regalia with colors of the institution where your degree was granted. The doctoral hoods that our students will receive today have the colors of St. John Fisher University, cardinal red and papal gold, and the velvet trim of apricot for the doctorate of nursing degree. Our doctoral graduates will be hooded today by their advisor or their chair, signifying their success in completing the doctoral graduate program. As Dean of the Wegmans School of Nursing, it is my distinct honor to stand before you today to celebrate your remarkable achievements and offer a few words. First, I'd like to say, how fitting is it that we celebrate you today during National Nurses Week and National Mental Health Awareness Month. Today, as we gather to celebrate your remarkable achievements, I am reminded of a powerful quote by Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Each of you sitting here today embodies this sentiment, as you are not just graduating students, but future change makers in the world of healthcare. Throughout your journey here at Wegmans School of Nursing, either in the nursing program or in the mental health counseling program, you have learned the importance of compassion, empathy, and resilience. You have witnessed firsthand the challenges individuals face as they navigate the complexities of healthcare. You have been a part of helping them unravel these complexities, find answers, give direction, and support their healthcare journey. You have remained steadfast in your commitment to making a difference in the lives of others. As you prepare to take the next steps in your professional journey, it's essential to acknowledge that the road ahead may not always be smooth. Healthcare is inherently challenging, filled with moments of triumphs and setbacks, victories and frustrations. There will be days when you feel like the odds are stacked against you, when the system makes care insurmountable, and when you can't find the answers. This may cause you to lose sight of why you chose this profession in the first place. But I implore you to never forget the driving force behind your decision today, the desire to make a difference in the lives of others. Whether you are treating a physical ailment or providing support for mental health well-being, you have the power to change lives. to offer comfort in times of distress, and to be a beacon of hope in the world that often feels uncertain. In moments of frustration, I encourage you to dig deep, to draw upon the reservoirs of knowledge, resilience, and determination that brought you to this point. When you are frustrated the most, never forget that behind every chart, there is a person with hopes, fears, and dreams. Never lose sight of why you do what you do. When the system seems to be in the way, never shy away from asking the tough questions, challenging the status quo, and advocating for change. It is through questioning, through challenging, through pushing the boundaries of what is possible that we drive progress and innovation in healthcare. As you step into your roles as advanced practice nurses and mental health counselors, remember that you are not just a healthcare provider. You are advocates, educators, allies for those who need it most. Your actions have the potential to ripple outwards, creating waves of positive change that extend far beyond the confines of a hospital, clinic, or medical office. Hold on to your sense of compassion. Remember the humanity behind every diagnosis, treatment plan, and every therapy session. Remember the individuals' lives you touch every day, the patients, the families, the communities who depend upon you for care and support. Your hard work, dedication, and unwavering commitment to excellence has brought you to this moment, and the world is better for it. As you continue on your journey, may you never lose sight of the profound impact that you have on the lives of others, and may you always strive to be the difference maker that this world so desperately needs. In the words of Robert F. Kennedy, the purpose of life is to contribute in some way to make things better. Remember, as you move forward from today, you make a difference every day. Congratulations, 2024 graduates. Let your passion for making a difference be the guiding force that propels you forward. The future of healthcare is brighter because of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gatlin. Now on to the graduates. Will all of the candidates of the class of 2024 please rise? Dr. Rooney, the faculty of St. John Fisher University have recommended that the following students have satisfied the degree requirements set forth by the state of New York and have fulfilled the graduation requirements of the university. Thus, I am pleased to present the graduates for the degree of Doctor of Nursing Practice, Master of Science in Advanced Practice Nursing, and Master of Science in Mental Health Counseling.
In the presence of the trustees, faculty, students, and friends of St. John Fisher University, in public convocation assembled, by virtue of the power granted the university by the Board of Regents of the State of New York, and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of St. John Fisher University, I do hereby confer on the candidates present and such other candidates in absentia as are recommended by the faculty and certified by the registrar, the degrees of Doctor of Nursing Practice, Master of Science in Advanced Practice Nursing, and Master of Science in Mental Health Counseling, as each are entitled, together with all the rights, privileges, and honors appertaining thereto.
At this time, I invite Dr. Colleen Donegan, Associate Dean for Graduate Affairs, to present hoods and diplomas to our doctoral graduates.
Krista Marie Heinzler. She is hooded by Dean Gatlin and her chair, Dr. Branson. Her project was titled Holistic Ostomy Care for Adults, Keeping It Simple, a Quality Improvement Project. Candace Jane Job, hooded by Dean Gatlin and her chair, Natalie Masco-Dixon. Her project was titled Optimizing Provider Handoff to Improve Hospital to Skilled Nursing Facility Care Transitions. Jarvis Barrick McGrath, hooded by Dean Gatlin and Dr. Deborah Hurley. Scholarship project was titled Clinical Nurse Specialist, Implementation and Evaluation of an Early Mobility Protocol. Marcy L. McMahon, hooded by Dean Gatlin and Dr. Diane Cooney Minor. Her project was titled Pilot Educational Intervention to Improve the Care of Adolescents with Autism Spectrum Disorder During Puberty. Brandon Patrick Nugent, hooded by Dean Gatlin and Dr. Tara Sacco. Project was titled Goals of Care Identification Tool in the Surgical ICU Neurocritical Care Unity, a Tool Exploration. And unable to attend today's ceremony, Lauren Nicole Sheldon. Project was titled Guiding the Management of Acute Promyelocytic Leukemia to Prevent Early Mobility or Mortality, a Quality Improvement Project.
We'll now move to the master's candidates. I invite Dr. Rob Rice, Associate Professor and Chair of Mental Health Counseling, to join Dr. Donegan to present diplomas to our master's graduates.
Christina Ocorso. Amanda G. Anzalone Burgett. Emily Armstrong. Allison Johanna Erwitz. Michael Keith Bernard Chapman. Raquel Elizabeth Barbas. Sierra Elizabeth Barr. Dana Basic. Angela Battaglia. Alyssa Madonna Benjamin. Samantha Mariah Bennett. Christina Blackstock. Claire Elizabeth Boylan. Elizabeth P. Borelli. Jordan Palma Brock. Elise Marie Cole. Megan Taylor Cooper. Janita Gornet. Hallie Nicole Cuvalier. Latundra Davis. Abby Deegan. Laura M. DePerior. Yuri Judrick. Jasmina Laharovic. Barbara DuPoint. Caitlin Dunning. Kiara Joanne Duvall. Jennifer Marie Feedy. Alyssa L. Fisher. Molly M. Frieda. Shelby Lynn Gross. Ashley Lynn Ham. Brianne Harmon. Courtney Elizabeth Henninger. Christy Renee Howard. Lindsay Marie Hunt. Anna Marie Iafallo. Olivia Rose Johnson. Cassidy Marie Kazor. Rebecca Eugenia Kavanaugh. Marissa Rose Kirker. Amanda Ann Papalovo. Adam Christian Lawrence. Dawn Marie Logston. Shauri Lund. Natalie Grace Lynch. Sarah Madura. Samuel Marino. Lauren Marie McKnight. Morgan Lee McManus. Bridget A. Mead. Brittany Megan Miller. Adriana Nicole Malasani. Hala Rita Nazra. Jessica Nodo Brown. Donna Orelli. Ninoska Esperanza Perez. Jessica Lynn Powell. Amanda Lauren Rao. Abby Elizabeth Rice. Brianna Marie Rossman. Amanda Lee Rush. Sarah Santor. Taima Sharich. Samantha Schultz. Alina Skoltalski. Kelsey Nicole Sobczak. Sarah Eileen Werden Spalding. Andrea Stanches. Lauren Nicole Stansberry. Julianne Marie Ventura. Elizabeth Madeline Wells. Brittany Ann Whitbeck. Elise Young. Oops, sorry. Elsie Young.
Rebecca Jane Anderson. Hannah Emily Aristi. Sylvia Bio. Samantha Wiley Bradley. Sebastian James Brundage. Lauren Marie Caldwell. Lydia Marie Cartagena. Megan N. Cobham. Mackenzie Taylor Decker. Nicholas Dorland. Erin Rose Gleason. Tyler Ann Hallquist. Ellen Renee Husler. Daphne Holland Cohen. Dong Jun Zhang. Colleen Johnson. Julia Rose Larson. Lin Lei Le. Ryan W. Lemon. Makai Love. Cassandra Ray Martin. Joseph Marone. Hannah Muhick Stephanie. Adia Ahmad Nakvi. Taisha Tainika Phillips. Sydney Victoria Powell. Alicia M. Quartero. Cindy Elizabeth Ramos. Tatum Marie Salih. Amanda Lee Schaefer. Melissa Lee Spring. Mackenzie Strong. Katarina I. Thompson. Andrea Elizabeth Tomeno. Yelena Vinogrona. Kiana Walker. Alexandra Leanne Zurich.
We will also recognize the candidates for Postmaster Certificate.
Erica Carl. Julia A. Pilot.
As all of our graduates make their way back to their seats, I would like to take a moment now to recognize the faculty with us today for their dedication to their discipline, commitment to their students, and all of their efforts that led these students to become graduates today. Please join me in a round of applause to recognize them. And now the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to turn your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations. Some of you jumped the gun. At this time, I would ask Dr. Donegan to return to the podium to recognize our award recipients.
Thank you, Dr. Raley. The commencement ceremony provides a wonderful opportunity for the Wegmans School of Nursing to honor several graduating students with awards to recognize their outstanding accomplishments. It is my great honor to announce the winners of these awards. I ask that when I call your name, you stand at your seat and remain standing until all award winners have been read. The Doctor of Nursing Practice, Clinical Practice Scholarship Award. Candace Jane Job. Lauren Nicole Sheldon. The Doctor of Nursing Practice, Academic Excellence and Scholarly Achievement Award, Marcy L. McMahon. The Bufano Counselor Excellence Award, Cindy Elizabeth Ramos. The Casberg Scholarly Achievement Award, Andrea Elizabeth Tomeno. The Devoren Award for Excellence in Integrated Care, Makai T. Love. The Master of Science in Advanced Practice Nursing Academic Excellence Award, Shelby Lynn Gross. Elizabeth Claire Harper. Courtney Elizabeth Henninger. Cassidy Marie Kazor. Adam Christian Lawrence. Hillary Lee Martin. Elizabeth Willom. And Caitlin Mary Winter. The Master of Science in Advanced Practice Nursing Distinguished Student Award, Amanda G. Anzalone Burgett. Michael Keith Bernard Chapman. Casey Elizabeth Basada. Janita Gornett. Lauren Cecilia Espequeda. Anna Elizabeth Garabrandt. Hala Rita Nazra. Cindy Wynn Ruisi. Kristen Vito. And Bradley Scott Young. The Veteran and Active Duty Military Service Recognition Award goes to Latundra Davis. Please join me in a round of applause for these students and congratulations to each of you. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Michael Bernard Chapman, who has been chosen by the school to speak on behalf of the graduates. Michael.
Good morning, esteemed faculty, healthcare professionals, proud families, friends, and my fellow graduates. Today, as we gather to celebrate our graduation, we stand at the intersection of passion and purpose, ready to continue our journey in the noble field of healthcare. This is a momentous occasion that symbolizes not just the culmination of years of hard work and dedication, but our commitment to a lifelong journey of service and healing. Our path to this moment has been paved with determination, resilience, and a commitment to serving others. As we stand here today on the threshold of our careers, it is imperative to reaffirm our commitment to patient-centered care. In a world where healthcare disparities persist and access to quality care remains unequal, we are called upon to be advocates for change. Whether we find ourselves in bustling urban hospitals, rural clinics, or underserved communities, we have a duty to champion health equity and strive for justice in healthcare delivery. Let us not forget the power of empathy and human connection in our pursuit of clinical excellence. Behind every diagnosis, every treatment plan, and every medical chart lies a human being with hopes, fears, and dreams. It is our ability to listen, to empathize, and to treat each patient with dignity and respect that truly sets us apart as healers. In an increasingly complex healthcare landscape, it's easy to get caught in the intricacies of medical science and technology. Healthcare is not just about treating symptoms or curing diseases. It is about seeing the person behind the illness and treating each patient with compassion, with empathy, and with respect. Patient-centered care isn't just a buzzword. It's a philosophy that places the individual needs, preferences, and values of each patient at the forefront of their healthcare experience. Achieving patient-centered care requires more than just clinical expertise. It requires effective communication, cultural competence, and a willingness to listen and learn. This means taking the time to understand unique circumstances, fears, aspirations, and working collaboratively to develop personalized treatment plans. As we step into our new roles as healthcare professionals, let us strive to create healing environments where patients feel valued, respected, and empowered to take ownership of their health and their well-being. Patient-centered care is not just a destination, but a journey, one that requires constant evaluation, one that requires continuous refinement of our approach to ensure that we're meeting the evolving needs of our patients, our practices, and of ourselves. Let us not forget the importance of self-reflection, wellness, and our continuous improvement in our practices. As we continue to navigate the complexities of our healthcare system, I'm drawn to something that's been instilled in me since I was a child. Let us remember to never forget our roots. Our journey in healthcare began long before we stepped foot into our first prerequisite classes years ago or our first clinical rotation. Our journey began with a passion for helping others, a desire to make a difference, and a commitment to both serving our communities and lifelong learning. So, as we prepare to continue our journey here today, let us carry with us the principles of patient-centered care, compassion, empathy, and respect as guiding lights into our practices. And let us never forget our roots, which have guided us to this very moment. Congratulations to the class of 2024. I have no doubt that each and every one of us will continue to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our patients and our communities.
Thank you, Michael, and congratulations. At this time, I welcome President Rooney back to the podium to offer some closing thoughts.
Thank you, Dr. Raley. Graduates of the class of 2024, at the beginning of the ceremony, Father Kevin shared a quote from our patron, St. John Fisher. I would like to share a bit more about the person he was. John Fisher was a person of keen intellect and resolute purpose, with a compassionate heart and a disposition to serve others. By his example of linking learning with holiness, by his service to God and to the human family, by his loyalty to faith, conscience, and his principles, John Fisher's life bore eloquent witness to the enduring values of goodness, discipline, and knowledge. Model what you have learned during your time and live the motto of your alma mater, practicing goodness first, tempered by discipline, and informed by knowledge. As a part of living these principles, I encourage you, as you rightly celebrate your accomplishment today, to think of the people who helped you on your journey, families, mentors, teachers, colleagues. As one alumnus put it, the community of advocates around you. With their support and your diligent work, you now have the distinction of an advanced degree from St. John Fisher University and the responsibility that comes with it. Now with a Fisher degree, you have the ability to continue to effect positive change where you work, advance in your profession, and broaden your impact on patients and in your practice. I encourage you to live by the example of our patron and remain engaged, committed, and dedicated to your communities and your values. Thank you once again for entrusting us with this time in your education. Your accomplishments and your spirit have helped make St. John Fisher University the special place that it is. It has been my honor to serve as your president, and I know I speak on behalf of our faculty and staff when I say that it has been a special privilege for us to be part of your educational journey. We wish you the best of days ahead. God bless you all.
We will conclude our ceremony this morning with the singing of our alma mater and then a benediction by Father Menara. I would ask you to rise for these. Thank you.
Graduates, at the beginning of this ceremony, I talked about dreams. Your dreams for your life, God's dream for you, and God's dream for the world. Many people are likely to tell you to follow your dreams. I'm asking you to follow your dreams and to hold them loosely so that they can evolve and grow across your life. As beautiful as your dreams are, they fall short, limited by the horizons of our finite minds. Hold them loosely so that you can continually make room for God's dream for you, because God sees beyond the horizon as well as into the depths of our hearts. Uncovering across the years God's dream for you will be the adventure of your lifetime. Now let's conclude with a prayer written by another English scholar, bishop, and servant, whose ideas greatly shaped modern higher education, St. John Henry Newman. Please bow your heads. Let us pray. God has created you to do him some definite service. God has committed some work to you which he has not committed to another. You have your mission. You may never know it in this life, but you shall be told it in the next. You are a link in a chain, a bond of connection between persons. God has not created you for naught. You shall do good. You shall do God's work. You shall be an angel of peace, a preacher of truth in your own place, while not intending it, if you do but keep his commandments. Whatever you are, you can never be thrown away. If you are in sickness, your sickness may serve God. In perplexity, your perplexity may serve him. If you are in sorrow, your sorrow may serve him. God does nothing in vain. He knows what he is about. Your friends may abandon you. You may be thrown among strangers. You may feel desolate. Your spirits may sink. Your future may feel hidden. Still, God knows what he is about. Therefore, trust God and be at peace. Amen. With the prayers of the Basilian Fathers, may the blessing of Almighty God be with you this day of your graduation and all the days of your life. Amen.
Graduates, congratulations to you once again on your achievements. You now join a long legacy of the Fisher nurses. Thank you for the imprint you have left on all of us. You have our best wishes for what comes next. All are invited to join our graduates at a reception at the Dennis and Denise Tipas Commons in the Donald Bain Campus Center immediately following our ceremony. Please remain standing while the graduates and the platform party recessed. Friends and family, I declare this commencement closed.